You were eliminated on your birthday. Tell us what it felt like walking away in that moment. What sort of emotions were you feeling?
You know what it felt like walking away? I'm 52 and I'm here on a challenge and I overcame so many fears and I'm sad that we lost, but I left with one of my best friends and I had the best time ever and I don't think this is how my story ends on the challenge.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Devyn Simone and welcome to another episode of the Challenge Aftermath. I'm here kicking it with the cast of the Challenge All-Stars, and this time I have Anissa, yes, Derrick, Jimmy, and birthday girl Beth. Ooh, that was a rough birthday. But before we get into it, let's talk about this challenge.
Today's challenge is called Connect Them All. First things first, I'm gonna break you off into teams of 6. And when I say go, you will race to the first checkpoint. You're all gonna solve that checkpoint. Once completed, you will then pick up a very heavy log and race to checkpoint 2. Each checkpoint, your team will get smaller until eventually you'll be solo. You'll be carrying a log by yourself all the way to the finish line.
This one's a hard one. I did not like this one at all.
Yes, you started by doing the math like all up front and then you changed course midway through. What was going on with your strategy there?
Oh, well, our strategy was a lack of strategy on this one. This is why it was just all chaos. People were throwing letters up on the board. People were trying to copy someone else, but it's not the same. It was a mess, and we were in last place, like straight out of the gate. It's horrible.
You know, we were on this log. There were 6 of us. And Alton gassed out after like 2 minutes on the log. He's like 10 feet behind me. Cyrus is like, yo, Alton, you got to get on this log. Now that I can like look back at it, I think he was trying to like sabotage us maybe. I mean, I'm trying to hold this log up and I've got this like fit man like trying to like hold on to me. Like, and then when we got close to the end with the log, he started stepping on the back of my shoes and my shoes came off.
The shoes that were given to him were too small, apparently. That's the story that he was giving after it was all said and done, that he was in pain because the shoes were too small. He eventually got a bigger pair of shoes, which I believe helped him in the elimination later that night.
At the time, I didn't believe him at all. And then we went back to the house and I was like, you know, I like asked him like, what was going on? What happened? And he's like, well, it was my shoes. And so, I mean, I guess it was his shoes, but at the time, why didn't you say it was your shoes?
After he was like, my shoes were too tight. Like, I would have rather done that in my boots. I could have totally done it in my cowboy boots. I was like, sir. The last time somebody ran in cowboy boots, I'll wait. Do we know?
He loves those boots.
That challenge was hardest for us because not only were we in last place, but we dragged the log up that hill and we dragged Alton up that hill.
Beth, you and Cyrus seem to have a really great relationship. Do you feel like you would have done better with someone else?
I mean, I think I would have definitely done better with another partner. Only because Cyrus didn't tell me that he was colorblind until like everybody else was gone. And I'm like, dude, if you're colorblind, you got to tell me that so then I could run to the memory board every single time. And then it was just like, oh God, you know, I mean, it was very clear that we lost and we were just kind of like waiting for somebody to call it because everybody was gone on their way down the hill already. So it was like, I knew Cyrus was going in. He had like a really bad ankle and it's just like, this is not gonna, we're gonna be in last place. So yeah, if I had a partner that was not colorblind, I think I would have definitely done better. And you know, Cyrus is like one of my best friends. I mean, I would have been like super, super upset had it been somebody else, but he was my friend. And so
you just were like, it is what I still love the man.
I still love you. It is what it is. Let's forget about this. Let's think about you know, you're going to have to go into elimination. So let's brush this off. That's the past. Let's think about what's going to happen.
There we go. All right. Derrick, you came in second in this particular challenge. What was your strategy there?
Do good at the puzzle. I don't know. It's like, this was kind of like a telltale sign of, you know, who's going to do well in a final if we ever got to one. And I think we all, looked at it and from that perspective. And I was excited to, test my endurance. But once we got to the puzzle, just as everyone knows, unless you're Anissa, or someone that's done this 14 times, like, you are not ready for any type of puzzle unless you've been practicing. So luckily, I had been running on the treadmill trying to memorize the Christmas lights in the order up to like 6. So maybe that helped. But I was just excited that I didn't do on a puzzle. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst feeling in the world when you're like, man, I'm dumb. Like, that's the worst. So to get in second, that was like a big accomplishment for me.
Yeah, and there were a lot of different parts to this challenge. What do each of you think was sort of the toughest part? Was it the puzzle piece, or was it, the logs?
All of the above.
I love the puzzles because Eric and I got the puzzle immediately. I think the hardest part was like, when is this gonna end? Like, we went up it took a while. We got our breaks. I felt good with my partners. I felt like they believed in me. Yes was super encouraging. Derrick was saying things. Jem was like, I like to run by myself. I was like, see you later, bitch. And I got that because I know the only person that was going to beat me, and that was me. Yeah. So I think that was the hardest part for me, was like, when is this dirt road going to end? When can I get down and get some water? And like, will I have corns or bunions after this is over?
Immediately, we knew this was like a mini final. So it was like, mentally, I just want to prove to these people that I like can run a final. So it was just trying to do the best that I could do. And like Anissa said, but never knowing when it was going to end. It's like, how much do I give right now? Because I don't know how much is left.
I mean, that's the hardest part. You never know when it's going to end. And that's partly why Alton struggled. And that's why other people struggle, because this is about pace, but you don't know when it's ever going to end. So you just got to step up and go, and hopefully you don't gas out. All I know is Jemmy stepped up in the front, took over Alton's spot, talk about step up and go, and she dragged us up the hill too. So, I mean, that was the attitude it took no matter which checkpoint you're at, and you just got to go, go, go. And by the end, you're just like crawling and you fall on the ground. I mean, that's how we run.
Does this challenge give any of you guys flashbacks to previous seasons? I mean, it sort of sounds or reminds me, Jim, I don't know if you remember Battle of the Seasons, the log.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The mountain, I don't feel like I've ever experienced a mountain that went straight up like this. And the only reason I know that it went so straight up, because it went so straight down at the end. It's like I didn't recognize the burn, how bad it burned all the way up. But on the way down, like you guys keep saying, it was so long. And it was like hard to go downhill. I've never experienced going downhill that was that difficult.
All right, let's talk about deliberation. Dun, dun, dun.
I've known Cyrus for 20 years, so I told him I would deliver his message. He said today he felt like he was a strong leader in the beginning and didn't have the support he needed, which affected his later stages of his game. So he said, by his wishes, that he would like to go against Alton.
All right, Anissa and Yes, you guys vote in Alton. Tell me about that.
I know that Yes is on a team with him. So I knew he'd have his own reasons, and we had been basing everything on performance and playing a very fair game up to this point. I know that doing the first challenge with him, he basically just kind of gave up, and I had to go out and swim for these grown ass men. Like, I had never worked with him after that. So I never saw like the good partner that everybody was talking about. And I was like, well, when everybody messes up, they usually own up to it. So, and I wasn't really getting along with him at this time. So I was like, you can go in. It made it really easy for me.
I had a talk with Cyrus, and I know he's not afraid of anybody. And frankly, he was frustrated because look, he got a hurt ankle to start, but then he's holding the back of the log the whole time, holding up what Alton should be holding. And he ground down his ankle going all the way up that mountain. I just supported Cyrus in that idea too. And Alton, I don't have any strong friendships or allegiance with him. And frankly, I'm curious to see how he's going to do in elimination. And he showed up and proved it quite amazingly.
And Derrick, you seem to burn your vote with Nehemiah. Can you tell me about that?
And I was just kind of like, you know what? Cyrus is really hurt. Like, this isn't that big of a deal. Like, I'll going. And so when I burned with Nehemiah, I was like, I mean, me and Nehemiah we kind of took shots at each other, and there was this ongoing like strange rivalry with me and him, where it was kind of like poking at me, and I was kind of like entertained by it.
Voting for Derrick.
Go yourself.
Don't burn your vote.
I'm gonna shoot Nehemiah with a vote.
Don't burn your vote.
And Derrick, you and Nehemiah, it seems like there's a thing there. Is he like your secret arch nemesis or maybe secret crush? I don't know, but is it like a real thing? What's the dynamic between you two?
I think he's trying to like just kind of step up and play with the big boys a little bit and kind of, make a name for himself out there. And maybe by poking at me, that, something will occur.
When we were sitting in there and Derrick's like, I'm gonna vote myself in. I'm like, you're an idiot. You perform well. I need you here for my sanity. You're one of my oldest friends and I will do anything for you. I think you're amazing. Always want you on my team. When he voted for you and then we went on that walk back to the house, he was like, I wasn't playing. He was like, why'd you stop him from voting himself in? Like, this is the guy that's gonna be hard to beat in the final. His biggest thing was to get you out so he could have a chance.
Yeah.
So don't let playing with the big dogs, like that has nothing to do with it. Homeboy did not want you in the end.
Yeah, he definitely didn't want you there, Derrick. And I think y'all did have a fun dynamic, but underlining, Anissa's 100% correct. He wanted you gone because he knew that you're a person that's going to be very hard to beat in a final because you have no clips.
Basically, everybody said your burn vote was a coward move. Do you
vote
agree with
like
that
a
assessment?
bitch?
Well, I said put me in. What?
And then we were like, you're not doing that either, Derrick.
For me, it was like I wanted to protect Eric. I wanted to protect Alton. And at the same time, I wanted to give Cyrus what he wanted. And neither one of these dudes was stepping up.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cyrus really, really wanted Alton, and I wanted to support him in that decision. A lot of stuff happened that you didn't see before deliberation, but I was getting yelled at by Alton and Hisela when I didn't even have a vote to begin with, and they were both giving me all the business, telling me that I'm not voting with integrity. It's like, hello, this is my friend who I've known for 20 years, and you're just hooking up with this guy on the show who you just met, and then I have to get screamed at because I'm supporting one of my best friends. That was not cool. And then she just started to get into bully mode with me, which was really disappointing to me because I thought Hisela was, playing really fair up to that point. It really rubbed me the wrong way and pissed me off. And, this is my friend. So yeah, I'm going to support my friend. And that's what I did. And I mean, had I known that I was going in too, there's no way I would have chosen Alton. Okay.
I think it was about her wanting to put Easy in. It was about doing the right thing. And she thought Easy messed up.
No. Hisela was pissed about the whole Alton thing. She even told Ruthie the same thing, Anissa.
I don't believe anything Ruthie says.
Oh, okay.
The best part of that, though, Devyn, was Beth starts walking with us. And I'm like, Beth, you're not even in the deliberation. It was so funny because you were walking right to it. And I'm like, why are you arguing with Beth? She has absolutely nothing to do with this.
Yeah, she doesn't get a vote.
I would have gone to bat. I would have gone to bat for my friend, too. And I respected Cyrus's wishes because I have known Cyrus for a long time, too. And he hasn't done to me in this game ever. And even in the house to rub me the wrong way. So why wouldn't I support that?
And Jim, you vote for Easy. What's your beef? Do you guys have history there, or was it just an in the moment thing?
I know for a fact that him and I are never going to work well together, and I don't want to keep him in a game if it's going to cost me anything. So I wanted to vote him every time. I thought this was the perfect time because we had been voting based on performance, and technically his performance was worse than Alton's. But again, everyone likes to start by basing on performance, but then when it becomes one of your friends or someone in your alliance, you want to protect them, which is normal.
And Jim, do you feel like Cyrus made the wrong move by calling out Alton?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, yes, Alton up at the beginning of that challenge. I was partnered with him. Like Yes said, I took his place So I was there. However, Alton did not do the worst in that entire challenge, and he had not been doing the worst. And if you're going to be injured, Cyrus, go against someone you could probably beat. And I thought he had a better chance at beating Easy than Alton.
And yes, you've, been someone, and the other challengers have sort of alluded to this, that you've spoken about sort of playing a game of integrity, right? And just being sort of thoughtful and mindful in how you play the game. Do you feel like in this instance, Alton should have stepped up?
I think that's his choice, and the idea around integrity, I threw it out there and other people reflected it back and found something within them that they believe in to run the game with too. So just so you know, it was like I was kind of recognizing integrity more than even like preaching integrity in a lot of ways in people, which came out really cool. But yeah, for Alton, I mean, he could have. He openly said he's not going to volunteer and he doesn't want to be in elimination. So I asked him and he said no.
Hisela and Alton, do we know what's going on there? Are they still, I know somebody knows. Jimmy, you know everything.
Our friend is a single woman, so whatever our single friend Hisela's doing, we support.
I think once you hook up with somebody, you're compromised because you're no longer an individual in the game.
Dun, 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 dun. Agree.
The fact that they got closer, and I think that's safe to say, definitely changed things. And at some point, it was like what Hisela says is what's gonna happen, because at some point she was just like the diplomatic force in this game, and it didn't matter which direction your emotions were getting pulled. She always had like a diplomatic solution. And I know, Beth, you were trying to say that, she's just looking out for Alton. But during that vote, Easy did come in last, and they did have a
valid reasoning for voting Easy over Alton.
No, I understand. No, look, I understand that there was a valid reason for voting for Easy. I'm just telling you what happened to me before deliberation and how she was not being cool coming at me because I was supporting one of my best friends, Cyrus, who I've known forever. So, I mean, I was disappointed because I really like Hisela, but that's when that relationship kind of like mashed up her brain a little bit. Maybe if she wasn't having something going on with Alton, she wouldn't have treated me that way.
You can do what you want to do, but you can't separate the way that we build relationships. We do it many different ways. Hooking up with someone is a unique way that I think is a type of bond that puts you in a powerful position, no matter who you are, no matter who you hook up with.
And yes has spoken. Okay, now let's get into the elimination.
I think it's time for a twist. You all know how I like twists. From here on out, every elimination is a double elimination. No! Alton, we need to get you a teammate.
Okay.
You could choose any female. Who do you want to be your teammate tonight?
I'm gonna choose Anissa.
I knew it was me immediately.
Why did you know it was you immediately, Anissa?
I feel everything. I was like, okay, Alton wasn't getting along with Kellyanne at that moment, so he was thinking about her at first. But then it just came. I just felt everything just surge through me. I'm like, all right, about to go.
Everyone else, did you feel like it was going to be Anissa too? Were you just like, oh yeah, cool?
She is like very good at elimination. So I'm like, if I'm looking at all those girls, if I'm in Alton's shoes, yes, I'm going to bring her down here. Experience is key in eliminations.
And I was just impressed that she just jumped on in. Like she knew, and she's just feeling like I got to watch a professional at work,
Yeah.
Show up for the job and represent. And that was like, wow, I'm impressed. If I wind up in, I got to try to at least be that cool.
I mean, you can look at an elimination like, oh my God, this is my death. Like, this sucks. Or you can embrace it and be like, all right, this is my duty. This is what I have to do. And out of all the women on the show, like, who is best to some and punch through some things right now? I would have picked me too.
So do you feel like you're finally getting your props after 14 seasons where it's like, it's a known thing that you're the legend, you're the elimination queen?
I definitely played a different game and felt much better about myself confidence-wise with all of these people around me, the men and the women. It was a joy to be in their presence. And then, when Alton picks me, I'm like, it's another day at the office. So
Beth, was it a twist for you when you realized that on your birthday you were up for elimination?
I couldn't have been more twisted, okay? I had no idea. I really had no idea that I was going down there, and I wasn't going to waste my energy freaking out about it. But I was like, oh, Now, this is coming to haunt me that I like supported Cyrus in choosing Alton. Alton is a professional climber. So as soon as TJ said, you have to climb all these walls, I knew that Cyrus was not going to be able to do it. He had a really bad ankle.
We are in pain watching Cyrus's bones crush every time he jumps off the top. I am so impressed at his mental grit.
Come on. Get it over.
Come on. No, I can't go up. I can't climb. Go up. Come on.
Put your arm down.
Beth is on all fours and saying, step on her. What more can you do? Like, she'll not give up. Oh God, you're gonna break my back.
No, that's too much.
People were screaming like, Beth, help him. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, Cyrus is like, he's a heavy guy. Like, how am I supposed to get him over the walls, you guys? Like, I punched through the walls as quickly as I could. Now I'm like waiting for him to like do what he's supposed to do. Like, I mean, I don't know what I could have done.
I didn't even see Alton. He's so fast. It's just this sort of blur that's just flying by. And then, watching Cyrus jump off the top of those things, we all were just like, oh, it was hard.
Anissa, you and Alton win this elimination round. What was your strategy?
I told him, I was like, listen, I probably weigh more than you do, Alton. Use my whole body. If you ever get tired, I'll put you on my shoulders. I'll pill you. Like, I can lift him. Like, I didn't have an issue with that. But I was like, I don't care what we have to do. We have to win this. We worked really well together. And I would have done anything to win.
And Beth, so obviously we talked about this, but unfortunately you were eliminated this round. The rest of you guys, is there a tribute you would want to give Beth for being a legend in and of herself, and then for coming in at 52, looking not a day over, probably 22 to be honest.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys
sweet.
want to say to Beth?
Beth, you look amazing, but I'm so glad that we got to know each other because you really are like one of my favorite people. So I'm glad that I didn't listen to the ideas I had of you in my head and got to know you for who you are.
First of all, I didn't know you were 52. Second of all, I hope to have the... yeah, but I didn't know it was 52. I don't ask. You're not supposed to ask. Right?
Yeah, 52.
That's true. That's fair, Derrick. That's
You're
fair.
not supposed to ask. And I hope at 52 I have the same courage you do with everything you just went through.
I just never knew that you would come up to me and ask for wrestling lessons in the grass. And we got to wrestle in the grass. That was fun. I got to show you some tips and tricks. And that's the Beth that came to play.
I feel like you have more now in just the terms of like confidence. And I think that, there's something to have been said about like all these people kind of in the same boat facing fears together, whether they said it or not.
Yeah.
Not everybody loves heights above water. I hate them.
Yeah.
Particularly. I really don't like them, but you really hate them. And watching you like count yourself down and have everything in your control and like do it on your own was just so inspiring and so awesome, because we've been on challenges together where you're like, nope. And this time you were like, yes to everything.
It sounds like in the house, you've really inspired a lot of people in the way you have learned to dance with your fear. So you're fearful of something, you're scared, but instead of being stuck in that space, which maybe the old Beth would have done, you use that to propel you forward. And I think that's probably an inspiration, not only to me, but to all of your castmates and to everyone watching. So we applaud you. We love you. We are so glad that you're back here in the game, girl.
Thank you, guys.
So we are going to play this time. It's not going to be trivia. Don't worry. It is going to be Pictionary. All right, guys. So I've sent you each a note on what you'll be drawing. You're going to draw it, and the rest of us are going to try to guess what it is. We're going to put your drawing skills to the test. Derrick, all right. You have a blank slate right now, right? Okay, cool. All right, D, go.
Flowers in the grass.
I need to get my glasses.
It's a bush. It's a tree.
Hold it a little closer, D.
Elimination. Someone in an elimination.
Diving.
We've talked about it many times. We've said this word several times. Something a coward would do, and some.
Burn vote.
There you go, Anissa.
burn
vote.
There you go.
Get it? The fire is burning.
That was a hard one, and that was a creative way to do it. Like, it makes sense. The logic behind it totally makes sense.
I was trying to give you guys the stumps at the end. The stumps that we were sitting on during deliberation.
Anissa, ready, set, and draw towards the camera, if you will. So you have to draw it so we can see. There you go. There you go. So we can see what you're making. Ready, set, go, Anissa.
It's a grenade.
Good job, Jimmy. Woo-hoo!
Yay.
Good job. All right, next up we are going to have Beth. All right.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Let's see.
I'm a lefty, so sorry. Oh God. Okay.
What?
Alien face.
Memory.
A puzzle.
2 people.
Okay.
A team.
What's that other?
Treehouse.
7. And what's that other thing though? There's 2.
What did you say, Anissa?
This is the yes.
Good job, Anissa.
That's so good, Anissa.
What? Wow.
Good job, Anissa. And that was very smart, Beth. That was a good way to do it because I didn't know how you were going to make that happen. But you rose to the challenge. Look at you dancing with the fear again. Good job. All right, Jim, no cheating. Jim, blanks. I want a blank. Let me see it blank to start. Okay. All right. And Jimmy, go.
Okay.
Mountains.
Yes, not no.
Mountains, moon, arrow pointing at the sky.
It's this.
Riding a mountain bike.
Who rides bikes?
Okay, Jim, you can't talk.
Oh, TJ.
Yes!
It's TJ.
Yes!
It's TJ. Yeah.
Jim, we love you. You were right. You cannot draw. And you cheated by
hard.
talking.
It's hard to draw
That's
TJ.
hard.
It's hard to draw
It's hard. I
TJ.
feel like Burn Boat was harder. I feel like Burn Boat was harder.
TJ's hard.
All right, yes. Now the artist of the challenge. No pressure. Yes, teach us,
We ready to roll?
Mr. Yes. Rock and roll.
Breaking through.
Nope. And he does it so fast.
The elimination that Anissa just did.
Oh, look, is he adding color? He's getting fancy with it.
Busting through boxes. Hall brawl?
Good job, Derrick. Yay!
Oh wow,
Derrick.
Hall brawl, nice.
It's a mess,
Good
but you know.
job.
Oh, I would have went different on that, but
You guys are amazing, and thank you so much for coming and hanging with me here on the Challenge Aftermath. And thank you all for watching. I'm your host, Devyn Simone. Make sure that you come back here for another episode of the Challenge Aftermath. But first, check out a new episode of the Challenge All-Stars streaming exclusively on Paramount+. We'll see you next time. But in the meantime, here's what's coming up on this season of the Challenge All-Stars.
I feel like a complete dirtbag.
I don't have alliances with anybody, and I don't shake hands. I'm going to say yes.
Whoever wins, you'll be taking home $500,000.
If I get in the ring, I'll unleash the dog.
You think I'm scared about going against you?
You should have been.
Don't do me no favors, bitch. I'm not your friend no more.
This is about relationships.
You gotta focus.
Oh God, go down.
The hard part starts now.